Hi, this is Webkinz Fan CEG 1, and I'm just going to talk about what I did over this weekend, which is the weekend. I'm not really sure what days it was. I think today is the 27th, and today is a Tuesday. So Monday was the 26th, Sunday was the 25th, Saturday was the 24th, and Friday was the 23rd. So the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. I'm going to talk about what I did over that weekend and Friday. On Friday, me and my parents went to play bingo, and we found out that you have to buy by the pack, or I don't know how to really say it, but you have to buy like a bundle of cards. So we decided not to because we'd have to probably stay there from 6 o'clock all the way into 10:30 if we wanted to, and I couldn't play bingo anyways. I had to watch my parents because I'm only 15 years old, so I can't play bingo yet. But a few times they took me to bingo and I just watched them play. So instead we actually went to play bingo at like a bar place, and that was kind of terrible. But basically it was kind of scary, I think, because we were so afraid we were going to get kicked out and stuff. But we didn't get kicked out because we just came there to play bingo. And we left before the game was over, and we did not win. Then on Saturday, we went on a trail walk. We saw lots of interesting things on the trail walk. We saw kind of like a swamp, but I think it's called Mud Lake, and it changes throughout the year. It could be wet, it could be dry, it could be swampy, it could be ice, so it changes throughout the year, and it's called Mud Lake, and it's at Chicago Portage Historic Site or something like that. So we went to Chicago Portage Historical Site, and we actually crossed 2 bridges during this trail walk, and we also came to kind of like a fire, like a campfire or something, so we passed that and it was kind of still simmering, and we got a few pictures of that. We came across roots that were covered like by cement or something, so they tried to prevent people from tripping. There was also an area that led to a river. I think it was the Des Plaines River, but my parents would not go down that way. Hopefully the next time we go there we can go down that way and we can see the Des Plaines River. I think they were just afraid to go down there because they thought it was just for canoeing, and we didn't have a canoe, so that's why they didn't go down there. And we stayed on the trail most of the way. We came across, I think, a few yellow flowers. The whole trail was very narrow, and it was lots of rocks. It was like a very rocky trail. And there was some very steep hills and stuff like that. It was almost like we were mountain climbing or hill climbing. We were able to kind of like look down on the long pathway. So it was kind of fun with that. But the Mud Lake did smell a lot, since it was like a swamp and all the water was green. It was kind of interesting because I don't think I've ever really seen a swamp before. I might have in Wisconsin. I might have like walked past it before. But it was like one of my first times seeing a swamp, so even though it smelled, it was kind of nice to get some pictures of it. And then there was a bench that was looking out to the swamp, so I guess people might sit there and just look at the swamp for some reason, even though it might smell. I think that was in memory of someone, so the bench was dedicated to someone who probably died. So I guess they might have liked sitting there and watching the swamp. I don't think we really saw any animals there. I think we might have seen like a few squirrels run, and might have heard a few birds. I think we came across some bird watchers who were getting kind of angry with us because we were scaring away all the birds that they were trying to get pictures of. There's a big monument of, I think, French explorers and Native Americans, and I think it was when they first found this portage, and it kind of linked the Des Plaines River to some other kind of river, so it was kind of interesting. This place has some kind of history to it. I'm not really sure what history or what exactly happened, but I just looked it up on Wikipedia, and you can't really trust Wikipedia anyways. So the trail was pretty short. I think it was only about an hour trail, so I wish we could have went down to the Des Plaines River and we could have seen that. Yeah, that definitely would have made the trail a little bit longer. So that's about it about the trail. I could put some pictures after this video or in this video or whatever to show you some of the things that I saw on the trail. On Sunday, we mostly spent the whole day going to a church and a youth group afterward. Since I'm not at school, and I think it's kind of good to be around people, so that's why I wanted to be part of the youth group, even though it really is a very small youth group. And I think most of them, like, their parents are there, and their parents are the teachers, so it's kind of like we got part of a family-oriented youth group. So I don't know if that's really going to be that beneficial since it's mostly all family members and it's kind of small. Like there's only 3 other people there, like 3 other youths there, and about 4 adults. Counting my parents, actually 6 adults. So 6 adults and only like 4 youths. So it's kind of a very small group. So hopefully one day we can be part of a church group that has more people in it. So that's kind of what I'm hoping. And then it was kind of interesting in church because we sat behind this mother and daughter, and I think also the father was there. And this daughter was like reading a book. I think she was reading like a chapter book or looking through a scrapbook or something when the preacher was preaching. So she wasn't really paying much attention. Instead, she was reading a book and looking through a scrapbook, and it was kind of interesting being behind her. And I was kind of hoping she was going to go to the youth group afterward, but she didn't. And then the mother seemed really kind of sad that her daughter didn't want to go up to the front of the church and talk about like a thorn, having a thorn in your side, which means something terrible in your life. And I think the mother might have had something terrible in her life, and she didn't want to leave her daughter in the pew, so she just let the father go up there. But the mother really seemed kind of sad that her daughter wasn't really paying attention and that her daughter was reading a chapter book instead of listening to the preacher, and the mother seemed kind of disappointed. But it really was kind of interesting to watch that one girl kind of read through other things or look at a scrapbook, and it was kind of funny, but I thought it was kind of worth it. It's kind of almost like going to, like watching someone, like a speaker or a famous person, talking to the whole crowd, so it really is kind of interesting. And we went to McDonald's and got a lot of cups of coffee for my mom, so she enjoyed that. I think we got her like 4 cups of coffee. And we found out from the youth group that I might be able to learn the keyboard, so that's kind of interesting. Hopefully I can. So that's pretty much what I did during the weekend. I just went to play bingo, but I couldn't play bingo. Mostly I went to watch my parents play bingo. On Saturday I went to a trail walk, but also I went to a Kmart afterward in Tinley Park, and I was kind of really sad that they're closing down the Kmart, and it was just crazy. I mean, lines were hundreds of people, and this is on Saturday. So on Saturday I went to trail walk and Kmart, and there was just so many people in line. It was just impossible for us to even buy anything, and they really didn't have as good of a selection. It really is sad that all the Kmarts are closing, because our Kmart in Bourbonnais, I think, or Bradley, or Kankakee or something, but our Kmart in that place was closed down like many months ago, and it was really sad for us because we wanted to get lounge clothes, we wanted to get Best Yet. That's the brand that Kmart sells of like Bings and all different stuff. So we wanted to get Best Yet brand, we wanted to get lounge clothes, and it was so sad to find out that Kmart in Tinley Park is closing, because now we really don't have any Kmarts to go to. And we also found out that the Kmart in Tinley Park really does not have such a good selection of Bings and tuna and stuff that we really wanted to get. They really don't have many brands or anything, but our Kmart in Bourbonnais, Bradley, or Kankakee used to have a lot of canned goods, used to have a whole aisle of canned goods. So it was kind of disappointing for us to not have as good of a selection of canned goods at the Kmart in Tinley Park compared to our old Kmart that closed down many months ago. But a Meijer's is supposed to be taking its place, so I cannot wait till Meijer's comes so we have a new place to shop instead of just Target and Walmart. 2 Walmarts, actually. So after Kmart, since we really didn't get what we were looking for, we ended up going to Walt's. We had a cashier, there was a woman, and a bagger, there was a man, and it seemed like the woman was just kind of like throwing a bunch of cans and throwing all the bags and trying to rush the bagger, and it was taking him a long time to get everything into the bags, and sometimes he double bagged things, and it was just kind of sad the way she was just kind of like throwing all the stuff and he was trying to put it in the bags. And after that, the bagger man said that the cashier lady was like Speedy Gonzales or something, and she was just throwing everything so fast and he just couldn't bag it in time. And he also told us to stay safe out there and have a good evening and all that stuff. And also the cashier told us to have a good evening and have a good day and goodbye and all that stuff that they usually tell us after you buy something. And just a review, so Friday I went to play bingo, or watch my parents play bingo. On Saturday, I went to a trail walk, went to Kmart, found out Kmart was closing down and the lines were crazy. We couldn't even get a cart. I mean, it was just so packed. There was no carts left. There was just so many people and just not a good selection. So after that, we decided to go to Walt's on Saturday since Kmart was really not really worth it. And then on Sunday, I went to church and went to a youth group after church, which I wish could be a bigger youth group. many, like 2 of the girls there were very happy that I was online schooled and wish that they could be online schooled too. They might be online schooled, but they probably won't be because it's a lot of money, like $180 a month. So it's a lot of money to be online schooled. And also they were playing like Foursquare or something, or one of them wanted to be Foursquared. And I know some of their names, like I know one is Kayla. I'm not sure what the other girl's name is though. And then also there's Nathaniel. So I think there's Nathaniel, Kayla, some other girl I don't know the name of. And then there might have been someone named Carlos, but he didn't show up for the youth group on Sunday. Instead he showed up the last Wednesday that I went there. And teachers there are Crystal and CJ. And also there's an Amanda there and a Sierra or something. So there's so many adults but just not enough kids there. So I wish I can be part of a group that is much bigger than that someday. So I had a very busy weekend, went somewhere Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's about it. And something else to tell you is that I'm expecting a brain or a desktop computer. So I'm expecting that into the mail soon. That's going to be nice because with my laptop I'm not able to do any screen recordings, screencasts, or things like that because there's just not enough space on my laptop. So hopefully with my new computer I'm able to download things like MP3 Rocket, YouTube Movie Maker, and all the other software that I miss having since I got a laptop. But it's going to be sad because you can't bring a computer everywhere with you like you can do with a laptop. So I like laptops better than computers, I really do. So that's about it. Goodbye. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe.